So I thought, whilst the wing isn't here, I thought I'd do a little review of how this system is working. Do you know, you do something and then you don't really, you got to live with it to use it. Anyway, situation with these on the board down the side, A1 and B1. There's the area A to 7, B to 7. So there's A 1 to 7, B 1 to 7, and C is over on this side. It's working. It's really working well. Only that it's in a separate building. It would be nice to have a little door through, so you'd have this. But anyway, you can't have it always, can you? But I'm really quite pleased. This is working well, and of course it's only one deep, isn't it? I have been tempted to widen this back wall, make that wall this big, put one of these. I've got the wood to do it. Make that this wall, but would that spoil it? Because how many jars would you lose eventually in there? So, but because they're just one deep, they're working really good. And of course, what makes it even better is that I can find them pretty quickly. I have got a plan for these. I will get more of these. I plan on tidying that up and just making one big plank, even maybe all the way from top to bottom with the dials on. It's the only thing to do to this to improve this a bit. Anyway, I've got loads to do today. I'm out here looking for 4x2s, yeah, 4x2 by a foot. It's got to be, we've got to have some in here somewhere, haven't we? Well, give me an idea. That's a 2. Is that a 2x2? We've got the measurer. What are we looking for? 3. 3x3, that is. Yeah. But I mean, it can always be cut, can't it? It's got to be a foot long as well. So it's got to be, oh, not that bad, 12 inches long. We could use a piece of, what's that? It's another 4 by, that's a 4x4. I've really been stuck for an idea. This is what we're looking for, I think. Is it this? That's a 4x1, that one. This Scoutcrafter, I'm not really a wood person, but I've got an idea now. The last film that Scoutcrafter put on, I had a blockage. So I've sort of fixed my blockage. Let's go next door, see what's in there. What did he say? 4 by what? That's that's 10 by 2.5. No, not that big. But there's the 4 inches anyway. 4x2. There's the 4x2 there. That's the sort of size we're looking for. Yeah. I've got to have some of it somewhere. I've got to, haven't I? What's this? This might be it. There's the 4. That's a 4x3. Oh! Didn't he say 4x3? Oh, that might be a good candidate. Get a bit with no knots in it. Oh, that might be a candidate. That looks a tougher piece of wood altogether to molest and mess with. What are these? 3. And I hope this other one is 4, isn't it? 3x4. Oh, they are. These are the ones, these bearers. Get I guess a lighter one. Yeah, I'm guessing a lighter one might be easier to work with. maybe. What's that one in there? I'll have to go back and have a look at the film. That looks a nice clean piece of wood. Yeah. What is that? That's 3 inches by, just under 4. By the time you've messed with it and planed it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let's go with that. 4 by 3.5. No, that's not. 3.5 that way, and 3 that way. Are you allowed to start with a? What if you had a bigger piece of wood, and then you made your thing smaller? Would that qualify? Do you have to have a bigger piece of wood and then work your way down to the size it has to be? That's a good question, isn't it? What's that one? It's a bit taller. Oh, there's the 4 inches, look. That's the better one. 4 inches by 3 inches. I'm sure that's what he said, 4 by 3. Let's go on. We'll pull that out. See if we can get any shorter bits. What's this? Yeah, got a few cuts and nails. Is that a foot between there? Let's have a look. Let's have a look now. If we've got 2 feet here, see if this will do the trick. Oh, there's a foot. So there's a piece there, and here's a piece here. What is it? 4 inches, yeah, by 3 inches. Yeah, that's the bit we want. If I remember rightly, this was the bit that was above the window, and we cut it out, didn't we? We cut it out by drilling holes in it, and then we put the steel beam in, didn't we? Yeah. Looks like there's only 1 nail in it. Oh yeah, that bit will do fine. Save disturbing the full length stuff. Yeah. Okay. That's our beginning piece of wood. Hey, look what I found! We've been struggling for a piece of that for ages. The bigger piece, we've been struggling for that. We've been running out of that. I use it on the shelving, don't I? Look what we found. Ooh, brilliant. So, we're not short of wood for the stores. There's enough of it knocking around, but you're always trying to find the right bit of wood, aren't you? Always trying to find the right bit of wood. You always keep bits and pieces, always. It's always a good idea to, not that I'm a wood person by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, now, is that a bit too thick to make out of wheels? It is a bit in it. I have got a hole cutter. We need a thinner bit of that. Yeah, that'll do. I only want 4 wheels out of it, don't I? That's not too thick. Yeah, we'll have a piece of that for the wheels. So, we've got a bandsaw. I've never adjusted anything on it ever. I've never adjusted Scoutcrafter gave us a fantastic video on about it. Look, there is a door underneath here to open, and there's a door up there to open. There's that adjusted thing on the top. Fairly well. I didn't realise, does this come down? And is there something to adjust under there? I've got a chop saw so we can cut the end of it to the size we want once we've dug this thing out. I've got to show you that. You may have seen a video on it, but trying to put two... It's great having machines, but they take up space, don't they? So how do you compact your tools? So this is a bandsaw when I want it, and then when I want a chop saw, I'll put it out and I'll have a little table and a desk up there. There's the chop saw in there. We'll look at that in a minute. Anyway, so we're going to make this car thing. So hopefully, how can I make the car thing? We did the the little box, didn't we? I incorporated nuts and bolts in there, and it was the same with the clamp. The clamp was the same. It was supposed to be get one, clean one up and paint it, but I misunderstood that as make one of your own out of nuts and bolts. Anyway, it came to use. Anyway, we did use it, so I use that to hold my big light on when I do filming, so it's still working well. And I use the grip on that to hold this light, so I hang it on this way if I want it pointing this way, if I want it on the vise, if I want it on the bench I point it that way. Yeah, so this is still doing quite well. So we've done a few challenges. The knife's hold on, let me go and show you the knife. Here is the Scout Crafter knife. Do you remember? Whoa, Deb! Yeah, you've got some tidying up to do in a minute. Here is the Scout Crafter knife.
No, you did it.
And can you see? We obviously incorporated a nut and a bolt. So how, and me being a nuts and bolt nutter, how am I going to incorporate nuts and bolts into this next project? And I think this is a Scout Crafter inspired. I'm sure, did Scout Crafter make a handle? And I'm sure this is a Scout Crafter inspired thing as well. Yeah. So, to hold a hacksaw blade. That stays in here, look, you take that off, the blade goes in the middle, bolts through there, easy peasy. Anyway, come on, let's get going. And also, as you know, the wing has gone off to the workshop. So now we've got to remake one of these. We made one for Stephen for the back of the trike, didn't we? So we've got to remake another one to hold the flag. So that on there, let's say this one on top of it, welded together, a couple of holes to bracket it in, and maybe that will do the pipe holder. But we've got to we've got to make another flag holder for the back of the wing, haven't we? Because we've got a tow bar now, haven't we? So we've got to do that as well. Very busy weekend this weekend. So our wood has come from, do you remember when we put the steel beams in, didn't we? We had wooden beams first, and they were bowing, and then we had acros holding them up. We had two acros holding these wooden beams up. I've kept them in place because the wiring and all that's on it. Yeah, so, and then we put the steel beams in, didn't we? The I-beams. And remember, we couldn't handle them, so we had to cut them in half and get a man to come and plate. It was cheaper to get a welder to come here than what it was to pay the transport to take it, for them to alter it and bring it back. Yeah, and then what we did, we when we put these in, we took out the wood. We took out the wood that was sitting on top of the brickworks. These beams are sitting on, which was wood, but now we've replaced that with steel, haven't we? Except the only thing is, the only problem was, you can't, look, steel, you can't nail things on a piece of steel, so then we had to put a piece of wood to face it so that I could put nails in to hang stuff on, which is a bit of a surprise, or, you know, inconvenience, shall we call it? Yeah, can you see? So these, we replaced them with steel, didn't we? So the roof's now sitting on blocks of steel. Well, as part of that same job, because that's got a concrete lintel on it, this had a wooden, above the window here, had a wooden thing, so we managed to acro these up just enough, and we drilled through we cut it by just drilling holes next door to each other and broke the piece of wood out, and then luckily the piece of steel's gone in there now. So that's where that piece of wood has come from.